Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene said that violence is now on the table when it comes to fighting against vaccines and mask mandates. So now this, she basically said this in an interview with right-wing host Sebastian Gorka, and said that it might be time to use a phrase that we have heard before from Trump and others: Second Amendment solutions against so-called tyranny. Take a look.
They're coming for our guns and for our civil rights, are they not?
Oh, of course they are. Democrats, they hate our Second Amendment because ultimately the truth is it's our Second Amendment rights, our right to bear arms, that protect Americans and give us the ability to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government. And I hate to use this language, but Democrats, they're doing exactly what our founders talked about when they gave us these precious rights that we have. And no one wants violence. And I say it all the time. I'm not a violent person, and I hope to never see a civil war in this country. And that's why you hear me toss around national divorce, because the federal government has grown so big, and the Democrats are willing to use the power of the federal government that it really violates people's rights.
Hey, look, I'm not a violent person. I don't want to see a civil war, but I'm totally going to push the civil war. Hey, look, that's what I heard here. All right. What do you think a national divorce is? Now, I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this, honestly, but that's the rhetoric coming out from not only Marjorie Taylor Greene, but of course, Ted Cruz and other far right wingers. And what is that? What's a national divorce? What are we talking about? It's just a different term for secession. Seceding from the United States, literally leaving to form your own country. That's what that is. Now, the last time we had a so-called national divorce, you know what that led to? Civil war. That's literally what started it. And it wasn't the North that started the Civil War. No, it was the people who left the Union and then assaulted Fort Sumter. Make no mistake, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not only pro-insurrection, she's actually anti-American, which is, again, she is literally against America as a whole. If you are sitting here and you are talking about having a quote-unquote national divorce and doing a secession and going and leaving the United States of America to create your own country, you are by definition not a patriot. The opposite of a patriot. And so you can't sit there and claim to love this country and then try to leave it. Again, you can't get more anti-American than that. All right. And first, and more, okay? She's also talking about right-wingers in the context of mask and vaccine mandates picking up their guns. And now she referenced Stacey Abrams as well. Okay, so now you're picking up guns or urging people to pick up their guns and use it against a black government official. Huh. Dangerous rhetoric from a very dangerous person. And so, and again, all this over masks and vaccines during a pandemic. How dare they try to do the bare minimum to keep regular people safe? Oh my God. No. We want all the people to get the COVID because that's true freedom. Yeah, I might not be able to breathe, or I might be taking up the room in the hospital, but God damn it, I'm free. And by the way, let me talk about big government, right? So she also talked about how the government has grown so incredibly large. Oh, it's such big government. And that's why we're against, that's why we're calling for a national breakup. Oh, yes, a big government. Now, you know what big government is? Well, that's a lot of things, it turns out. Nobody really has a good definition for it. But for me, it's spending $768 billion a year to blow up brown kids in other countries. It's forcing teachers to not teach critical race theory in schools, which they already don't, but basically applying that moniker critical race theory to basically anything that actually teaches the actual history of African Americans in this country and then banning it. That's big government. How about, trying to outlaw stuff that people do in their bedrooms, in the privacy of their own homes? How about telling people that they're not allowed to protest against oil pipelines? Forcing people to purchase private insurance from large corporations? Yeah, I'm talking about that mandate, the ACA mandate, which, by the way, what do you think the Affordable Care Act, where did that come from? That was a Heritage Foundation plan. That was a conservative health plan that was adopted by corporatists to try to stop Medicare for all. What's big government? Big government's also trying to prevent people from voting. It's trying to literally stop democracy by closing down polling places and purging voters, doing things like voter ID. It's directing public money to giant corporations like charter schools and into oil subsidies. Both Republicans and Democrats love big government when it helps them with their side, when it helps their donors. So understand that's the issue. Now, do you see Marjorie Taylor Greene pushing back against oil subsidies? No, of course not. She loves that kind of big government because it helps the donors. You think she pushes back against the military budget? No, of course not. So understand that that big government has a different meaning depending on who you ask, honestly. And so that's why there's no real definition of big government, because they basically pick and choose what they like and what they don't like about government. And so, for example, programs that they like Medicare and Social Security, that's not big government. Get your government hands off my Medicare. I agree. You should. You should keep your hands off Medicare and Social Security. In fact, you should expand those. You should expand Medicare to everybody. Wouldn't that be a great idea? Fantastic. And I think a lot of Republican voters would actually also agree, as do a lot of the American people as well. But as I said, other things that are popular that are so-called big government, stimulus checks during COVID. Very, very popular. That's also big government. Medicare is, again, Social Security, big government. The American people love those programs. And whenever an election rolls around, Republicans who keep trying to privatize it and cut Social Security and Medicare, well, they suddenly come out and say, oh, we love these programs. What are you talking about? Medicare and Social Security, we love it. We love it. Yes, we will protect Medicare and Social Security while working to cut it. I know that's a tangent, but it really kind of points out how they're not even consistent on the things that they say that they believe. As far as Marjorie Taylor Greene is concerned, she's a troll. She is a troll that is pushing violence against her political opponents. She is a deeply hateful person. And by the way, if she hates the government so much, and I guess I asked this question for pretty much all the people who hate government, why are you in it? Why are you a congressperson? Why are you working for the government if you hate it so much? Why is she even in government? Why are any of them in government? Well, the answer, of course, is this. Because they want to destroy it from within. They want to destroy it from within and allow their donors, the owner donors, to take over, to privatize government, and to make money.